highest number of accidental gun-related deaths, but any amount is tragic. Therefore, America should aim to try and prevent these extremely sad occurrences. Some places like Iowa are beginning to do their part in bringing down this number of accidental gun-related deaths, even though there are those among us who would advocate to eradicate any mention of firearms to those of our youth. In Barry Snell's article, Gun Safety Classes in Schools Will Save Lives, he not only encourages that we institute or reinstitute gun safety classes into our education system, but he also believes that it would benefit our children and their health and safety. Following an announcement by 2 northern Iowa school districts that they would be offering optional firearm safety classes, Register columnist Rekha Basu launched into misinformed melodramatics. She chose a dubious source of information on the issue, the misleadingly named Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence. Quoting one of their vice presidents, Basu wrote that we needed some objective reality. I agree completely, so allow me to provide it. Yes, too many children are killed with a firearm. When trying to figure out what to do about it, though, it is critical not just to look at the correct data, but to look at the data correctly. I can't begin to guess what alchemy the Brady Bunch used to arrive at some of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control statistics quoted in Basu's column, given that anti-gunners' favorite pastime is manipulating data. For example, they love to use the 30,000 annual deaths by firearm statistic. That's a real number, but the latest FBI report says that 10,982 of them were murders, mostly committed during another felony. The vast majority are suicides, with a relative few accidental deaths. But admitting that diminishes the fear induced by the gun violence epidemic narrative that doesn't raise as much money for their PACs. Criminal homicide, suicide, and accidental shootings are unique problems that require unique solutions. The point of youth gun safety programs is not to teach kids how to shoot, nor to stop gang crime, mass shootings, or prevent suicides. The point is to prevent accidental shootings, like kids playing with their parents' gun when no one's around. The CDC's actual accidental death and injury data shows that 104 people under the age of 18 were accidentally killed with firearms in 2016. And the number injured in unintentional shootings is so small that it doesn't register on the CDC's top causes of injury. 103 kids killed unintentionally is a tremendous tragedy, to be sure, but it's also a far cry from the numbers the anti-gunners use to scare everyone. There are 500 million privately owned firearms in America, in 1/4 to 1/2 of American homes, making it very likely that a child will encounter a firearm before they're old enough to vote. Thanks to pop culture, guns enter the consciousness of our children at an early age, so that by the time they encounter that first gun, they'll already have developed some sort of awareness to them. For these reasons, gun safety education like health education, first aid education, sex education, or driver's education is important. Who better to educate our kids about firearm safety? Action movies and video games, or a certified instructor in a safe, officially sanctioned school setting? Anti-gunners claim that young people are too psychologically underdeveloped to handle the responsibility of firearms. Well, kids safely hunt each year, and they frequently brought guns to school until the 1980s, and they weren't banned from school grounds in Iowa until 1995. Gun safety classes were common at that time too, and for kids in schools without them, they still had parents who cared more about them than maintaining ideological purity. Unsurprisingly, there were far fewer tragedies back then. Today, 11-year-olds routinely take the Iowa Department of Natural Resources Hunter Safety class. The school district's plan uses a similar program using dummy ammunition and firearms rendered unable to fire, under close supervision by professional instructors, to teach kids how to be safe if they encounter a gun. It will literally be safer in these classrooms than in the home of parents who pretend that kids aren't curious and capable, and that just hiding guns will make the problem go away. It's disingenuous to think kids can't handle the honest-to-God safety education, or that it wouldn't do them any good. We educate our kids to prepare them for so many other things that can have dire consequences when abused. And there is no rational reason why gun safety instruction shouldn't be an option in Iowa schools. Because as they say, if it saves just one life.